What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn about the exposure triangle. The exposure triangle consists of your ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. So basically, the three most important things you need to know before handling your camera. Your ISO, aperture, and shutter speed control the exposure of your picture. So it's really important to understand these concepts and get them down, so get ready to learn. First, we're going to talk about ISO. The ISO measures the sensitivity of your camera's image sensor. So your ISO brings in light. The brighter your location, the smaller your ISO should be. The darker it is, the higher your ISO should be, because the higher the number, the more light it brings into your camera, so it brightens up your image. You have to be careful because the higher you go on the ISO scale, the noisier or grainy your image will get. You don't want a noisy or grainy image. It's where you kind of see the little pixels like dancing around. It's not going to give you a clear, sharp image. For example, if you're outside shooting, it's a nice, bright, sunny day, you should keep your ISO low at a 100, and you have to make sure that your picture is not overexposed. But if it's getting a bit dark, you can go ahead and raise up your ISO to bring in a little more light into your image. Next, we're going to talk about the aperture, also known as f-stop. The aperture is the amount of light let into your camera lens. Having a low aperture like f1.8 or f2 not only will give you really cool depth of field, which means having subject in focus and whatever's in the background will be out of focus, so it gives off a really nice, clean look. Using low aperture like f1.2 or f1.8, 1.4 means that your photo will be bright. Terms are really technical, and it's just way more difficult trying to explain them with like definitions and actually like just doing it. Next, we're going to talk about your shutter speed. So the shutter speed is the amount of time your camera sensor is exposed to light. Having a slower shutter speed, it brings in more light into the camera. So having a faster shutter speed brings in less light. You can also be really creative with your shutter speed. So using a faster shutter speed will freeze your action. So fast, freeze, FF. And to blur your action, you use a slower shutter speed. So slow, snail, blur. You know, it all makes sense in the head, right? Whew, you guys, this was way harder to actually like sit down and explain. I hope you guys learned a couple of new things. Actually, comment down below at least one thing that you learned from this video. And if you didn't learn anything, well then, I guess I'm not meant to be a teacher. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.